Alright, here I am in Adobe Dreamweaver CS4, and I have three images here that I do not want vertically stacked, but I want aligned on the same row. I want this one to the right of this one, and this one to the right of this one, all in this row. So how are we going to do that? I've got these in each of their own div tags. You can see right here, this one is in a div tag called video button. These are all IDs. Image production is an image button div tag, and then audio and audio button. So what I'm first going to do is highlight video production, and I haven't specified styles for any of these. So I'm going to go right over here and create a new rule. I'm just going to leave that like that as a compound. That's fine. Okay, and I'm going to go down to box and float left. Apply it, and that pulls one right up over next to it. Okay, and it's a little off-centered. I'm going to deal with that in just a second. I'm going to go ahead and highlight that and highlight image button for that entire div, and I'm going to create a new style for it. Everything's set just like the other. Float, let's go left also, apply that. So that brings up the next one, audio production to image production. Now, dealing with this space issue right here, if I highlight video production, notice that there's an A in front of it because it's a rollover image. If I highlight image production, there's also that A because it's the same type of image, but in front of it there is a P. So I see that's what my problem is, and if I go over here, I see the same thing with audio production. There's a P right in front of that A for that link. So what I'm going to do is highlight image production first and go over to my code window, and there's my paragraph right there. That's our P problem. So I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to delete this right under audio button, hopefully take care of the same problem. And I'm going to come back to my design, and this still has a little bit of space. We see that P element is still there for, it looks like both of these still have the P element. So I'm going to highlight this again, go back into my code, and it looks like that has been created within a paragraph, and that's most likely our problem. So I'm going to delete that out completely. Under image button and also under audio button, we've got the same thing going on. It's within a P tag, within a paragraph, which it doesn't need to be. So that's deleted. Go back to design, and the problem is solved. And everything is aligned according to my original goal. It's all in a row right here in this section. Looking good. So notice I didn't have to specify a CSS style for audio production. That's because I didn't need to bring anything up to the right of it. So what I did for video and image was I specified, I'm going to go ahead and click back in here really quick. Doesn't matter which one. Alright, so this is for the video button box. I specified float left. So what that means is that this specific div tag is going to float on the left or stay on the left and bring everything else up to the right of it. So that's essentially what it does. Is if it floats left, it's going to bring content up to the right of it, and it's going to occupy that left area. So if you stack a bunch of elements that have a left float, they will all be on their left and bring up something to the right. So for audio production, I didn't need to bring anything up to the right because that's what I want on the far right. So I didn't need to specify a style for it. So when you float left, it brings things up on the right for that element. Okay, so I have my goal accomplished basically, but I'm going to go a step farther and go a little bit deeper into my goal. I want these all spaced evenly across this row that I have these images on. So the first thing I'm going to do is, leaving audio production highlighted, I'm going to bring up my little window for editing that image and go align right. And that's going to push it over to the right. So this has introduced a new problem. The div tag I had underneath all of these has come up because there's a new space for it to occupy in between these elements. So we don't want that to be the case. We want it to stay completely out of the range of these little squares that the images fill up. So what I'm going to do for this is create a new style called banner image. That's what that div tag is called, so the style will coincide with that. Okay, what I'm going to do here, go into box, our favorite section, and I'm going to go to clear both. And once I hit apply, it clears all of those div tags above it completely. So that's what we want. So that's just a little bit about using float and clear. I'm sure there's more that could be discussed, but that's at least enough to explain my purposes at this point. So hopefully that helps at the moment.